AITA, for telling my coworker that her emotional support lizard is literally just a lizard? So I told my coworker that her lizard doesn't love her, and somehow I'm the villain. For context, I'm 27, I work in a completely normal office. Open floor plan, mediocre coffee, a printer that jams every Tuesday like it has a personal vendetta. My coworker, let's call her Karen, brings her bearded dragon to work every single day. His name is Gerald. She says Gerald is her emotional support animal. HR approved it. I have looked at the paperwork. I still don't understand how this happened. Gerald has his own desk corner. Gerald has a little heat lamp. Karen talks to Gerald out loud during meetings, partially on mute. Last Tuesday, Karen is crying at her desk. Full tears, mascara situation, the whole thing. I go over and ask what's wrong. She looks up at me and goes, Gerald stared at the wall for 20 minutes and I think he's emotionally withdrawing from me. I stood there. I processed that sentence. And then I said, he's a lizard. He does that because he's a lizard. He does not have emotions about you. She screamed. Not gasped, screamed. Grabbed Gerald off the desk, held him to her chest, and walked out of the building. I thought that was the end of it. It was not the end of it. The next morning, I get an email from HR. Regarding Tuesday's incident, my manager and the HR rep are both in there looking at me like I kicked a dog. They said my comments were dismissive of a colleague's emotional needs and created a hostile environment. I genuinely said this, the environment was hostile because I said the lizard doesn't have feelings. They said yes. Then they asked me to apologize, not just to Karen and Gerald. Because Gerald is, and I am reading directly from the written summary, a valued and recognized member of this team. I looked Gerald in his tiny, dead reptile eyes. He blinked once, slowly, like a little scaly judge. I said sorry to a lizard in a formal HR meeting. Karen accepted my apology. Gerald stared at the wall immediately after. I think about it every day. So Reddit, am I the jerk for stating scientifically documented lizard facts? Or is this office quietly being governed by a bearded dragon? Gerald is at work right now, and he will not stop looking at me.